What if I told you that the real decisions shaping your life aren't made in public, but behind closed doors, where billion-dollar deals dictate who wins and who loses? Imagine a world where your healthcare, your taxes, even your basic rights are controlled, not by your elected officials, but by faceless power brokers pulling the strings. Welcome to the shadowy world of lobbying, where influence is currency and democracy is up for sale. So, how do lobbyists turn billions into untouchable power? And more importantly, why can't anyone stop them? Keep listening, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see politics forever. Lobbying is the art of persuasion, and it's a billion-dollar industry where influence is everything. In 2022 alone, corporations spent an astronomical $3.7 billion on lobbying in the US. That's more than the GDP of some countries, all to shape laws and policies in their favor. But it's not just about money. Lobbyists have their hands on the steering wheel of democracy, often driving it away from the public's interest. Today, we're diving into how lobbyists have turned influence into power, how they control policy, and why we can't seem to stop them. It's easy to think your elected officials are the ones making decisions. But behind every major policy decision, there's a lobbyist, or an army of them, working in the shadows. Companies hire firms like the Podesta Group or Akin Gump to ensure their interests are protected. Take Big Pharma, for example. They spent over $373 million in 2021 alone. But it's not just them. Tech companies, energy giants, and even financial institutions are all in the game, lobbying for policies that favor them while making it harder for competitors and consumers. Ever wonder why certain bills never make it through Congress? Or why some industries seem untouchable? Well, imagine this. You're a big bank eyeing a senator on the banking committee. You need his support on a bill, but you can't just write him a $100,000 check. That's illegal. So what do? You hire a lobbying firm. They throw the senator a lavish fundraiser. Your bank's position on the bill is subtly discussed. And by night's end, the senator knows exactly where his campaign money came from. And it's not just about influencing decisions. It's about mastering the game itself. So how do these lobbyists wield their power? Lobbying isn't just about money. It's about building relationships and crafting narratives. It's not just about donations, but access. An invite to an exclusive golf outing, a private dinner with key policymakers. For instance, IT companies don't just fund campaigns. They fund think tanks and even provide consulting opportunities to former politicians. And pharma? Their lobbyists delayed regulations during the opioid crisis. The result? Profits over public health, lives lost, and communities devastated. These aren't isolated incidents, but part of a broader strategy to control the narrative, shaping laws and policies to fit their bottom line. But the real impact of these tactics goes beyond laws. It shapes the very fabric of our society. Lobbying affects every part of our lives, from the taxes we pay to the healthcare we receive. Let's take tax laws as an example. While most of us hope for a small refund, corporations employ teams of lobbyists to carve out billion-dollar loopholes. And when it comes to the environment, oil companies have successfully weakened regulations, allowing them to drill without oversight. The consequences? Our planet pays the price. And in healthcare, pharmaceutical lobbyists work tirelessly to keep drug prices high, making essential medications out of reach for many. These aren't just numbers. These are lives impacted, families struggling. The real cost isn't just seen in boardrooms or bank accounts. It's felt on the ground, in our communities, and in every aspect of our lives. And while the powerful shape the rules, we're left to pick up the pieces. When corporations spend hundreds of times more on political campaigns than ordinary citizens, the result is a system where money drowns out the voices of the people. This growing mistrust in government leads to apathy and disengagement. People feel that their voices don't matter because policies aren't for them. They're for those who can pay to play. The hidden cost of lobbying is not just a line on a balance sheet. It's the price we all pay in lost opportunities and shattered trust. But what if I told you that this is only the beginning? There's something even more disturbing, a truth that makes any hope of change feel like chasing shadows in the dark. There's a reason lobbying has thrived for centuries. It's more than just a business. It's a sophisticated web of influence that's been woven into the very fabric of our political system. Those in power and those seeking it often find themselves trapped within this unbreakable web, where favors are exchanged and alliances are forged far away from public scrutiny. For every law that's passed, there's a shadow agenda hidden away from the public eye. Politicians and lobbyists don't just work together, they need each other. Politicians rely on lobbyists for campaign funding and voter support, while lobbyists rely on politicians to push agendas that favor their corporate clients. It's a cycle of dependency that's become the dark heartbeat of democracy, pumping billions of dollars into a system that claims to be by the people, for the people. But here's the real kicker. This isn't about bribery or backroom deals. It's about a culture where power, money, and influence flow through a hidden network, lubricated by greed and personal gain. Imagine a spider weaving an intricate web. Each thread connects politicians, corporations, and lobbyists in ways that make it nearly impossible to untangle. Even when we see glimpses of this world, scandals exposed, hearings held, the system doesn't collapse. It adapts, it evolves. New lobbyists take the place of the old, new faces fill the same roles, and the machine keeps running, fine-tuned to perfection. The players may change, but the game, it stays the same. And here's the harsh reality. For every reform, for every new law meant to curb this influence, the system finds a way to bend it, to adapt and thrive. So can we ever truly dismantle a system that's built on the very principles it corrupts? Or are we forever bound by the ties of power, money, and influence, trapped in a game where the rules are written by those who benefit from breaking them? If the rules are made by those who can pay for them, what does that mean for those who can't? It's time to see the world with open eyes. Like what you saw? Give us a thumbs up. See you next time.